All right, we got Dylan Wright, man. Boy, the tough weekend here for the boys, but you turned it around that last moto, man. You look great. Let's talk about how it went here after.
Yeah, thank God we had that last moto, that's for sure. Yeah, not the weekend I think we all wanted, but hey, it's motocross. It happens when it, sometimes when it rains it pours, and it did today a little bit, but kind of the way she goes. Yeah, I think the qualifying races went decent for me. You know, I was on the ground early, but was able to kind of show some speed and get back up to where I needed to be to, you know, for us to make the main today. And yeah, the first moto was a little bit of one I would have liked to forget today.
You know what? I was, obviously this is such a big track, and I didn't see what happened. Take us through that, man. What was? I'm hearing stories you were under the bike for quite a long time. What happened?
Yeah, so I actually got a pretty good start. I think I was ninth or so. Just going over that wall jump, and we were about 3 wide, and I got into this deep kind of rut off the face, and I caught foot peg at the top of it and just did a front flip right over the front of the bike. So the bike got stuck, and I just kind of kept going. I landed, and then I got landed on by about 3 more guys, and I was stuck under another guy's bike for quite a while, and then yeah, it wasn't great. And then once I got my bike back out, I couldn't quite get it going because it was like full of mud, and I couldn't quite, the start switch wouldn't quite go down because it was just too full of mud. So I was cleaning it out to get it going, and yeah, and then I didn't have any goggles because one of the guys landed on me and ripped my goggles right off. So yeah, it wasn't ideal the way to start the day, but you know, kind of the way she goes. And then kind of was, you know, working my way back up to the pack, and then my front brake locked up going down one of the hills, and then I went down, and then I got up and tried to kind of get it unseized, and then I was going up the hill and it seized again. I went down, and I kind of had to boot the caliper to get it unseized. I think there might have been a little pebble or something in there. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen in the mud. It's a little bit of, you know, it can either go really good or really bad, and it was kind of just a little bit of a snowball effect. But yeah, I think it was important for me to go out with that last moto and kind of show what I got, and I was able to do it. I think with a minus, a few of those mistakes could have been a couple more positions up there, but you know, we'll take it, especially on a day like today when the track's gnarly and not ideal conditions.
Oh, Dylan, we got to talk about okay. My key takeaway here is you were 10th in that last one. The guy ahead of you, Antonio Caroli, probably his last race. You guys spoke before yesterday. You guys were chatting. You went out there and chased him down, man. You guys were battling, but you didn't quite get him, man. That must have been. How was that race? Yeah,
I know. We always seem to find each other on track, him and I. I think we're just kind of pretty close in speed, so we always seem to either I'm catching him or he's catching me. We just seem to find each other everywhere. But yeah, no, obviously it's cool. He's a legend. He's a guy that I grew up, you know, looking up to as an idol, really. So it's obviously a pleasure to ride with him and learn from him, to be honest, and just see what he's doing different than what I am, because he's got a lot of years of experience, and he's one guy that is dang hard to pass, because I feel like the guy's got eyes on the back of his head sometimes. He just knows where he's going to be, but I guess that's what happens when you're a veteran. You've been doing this for 20-some years. So yeah, just an overall great guy, though. I talked to him quite a bit in the pits, and he's always got time to talk, and a good dude.
That's awesome. So what do you take away from this? I mean, not where we wanted to be. I mean, you're 31st in the first one with your troubles. I mean, it just shows you how tough this race is to have everything come together and do well. Are you upset? Are you motivated? What does this do for you?
Yeah, I think I was upset after the first race. Just, you know, shit happens, and you know, I wish one of these events it wouldn't rain, and then everybody would be on a little bit of the same playing field in the mud, because in the mud you just never know. Anything can kind of go good or go wrong. So it'd be fun to have one of these races when it's dry and everybody can have a good time, because man, the mechanics have to work extra hard on days like today, and you know, everybody kind of, the mood's just not the same. I feel like when it's raining and it's kind of, the track's not ideal, unless you're winning, that's for sure. But yeah, I think you know, we're motivated to do better. I like where my speed is at. I kind of showed some speed with lap times and stuff this weekend that you know, we belong in the top 10 in the world, so it's obviously a good place to be, and just keep grinding away and kind of climb myself up the old ladder a little bit and see how far we can go. A few of the guys in front of me aren't too far, so it's just a matter of taking that next little jump and continue getting better. So it's motivating for sure to, you know, have an undefeated season and then come here and get my ass kicked. So, you know, we got to go back to work and figure out what those guys are doing better.
All right, well, the internet would kick me in the butt if I didn't ask this next question. This pretty much closes out your season. Where are you going next year, buddy?
I don't know, honestly. I have nothing really done yet, to be honest. So I got a few things on the works, but Yeah, nothing really signed, sealed, delivered yet. I wanted to get through this event. This one's obviously a big one for the country, and this year I feel like I had a really good shot. So, get through this one and then move on from here. I'm sure this week there'll be some phone calls being had. So, yeah, it's kind of not the fun part of our job. If, you're not doing it with an agent like I do, but it's a part that's got to get done eventually. So try and tee that down in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully have some news for everybody.
All right. Okay, buddy. Well, man, again, you gave us a highlight of the weekend. That was fun to watch out there, dude. You look great. Who do you want to thank, Dylan? Let's thank some people before I let you go.
Yeah,
we got to celebrate.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody, obviously from Team Canada, my mechanic Justin, Derek, Colt, Carl, Ryder, Braden, Tyler and his crew, honestly just everybody with the team. It's been a great weekend with Zev. I just heard him yelling in the back there. Just everybody from the team, and honestly all the fans for coming out. It was pretty surreal in the motos, hearing the cheers all over the track for me when I'm going by. So it was cool to see Canada show up in big numbers and cheer us on. It's definitely, you get that extra cool feeling when you see your big flag on the side of the track on the hot lap. It's cool, and it's just all them, and then obviously all the team sponsors, but we don't have to get into those. Just everybody that got us here and got into the race. And yeah, honestly, Honda Canada GDR, Fox with our sick kit this weekend, and the custom helmets and everything.
White was a bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea for today, but Fox killed it. So thanks to JC, Austin, and the guys at Fox, and yeah, just everybody. It's a great weekend, and reflect on it. It'll be one of the ones that I remember. It always is. It's one of those events that's just cool. So.
All right, Dylan. Hey, thanks for your time, buddy. All of us are looking forward to hearing what you have, what your news is. So good luck with all that, and then we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Tyler Medaglia. Let's, man, we got a few things to talk about here. Motocross of Nations. We summed up qualifying. Uh-oh.
Hey, get up there.
It's got to be an Amiot, was it?
That was Dylan.
Who? That was Dylan Wright.
That was Champ. That was Champ.
Oh man, now I got to do some editing. All right, Dylan.
Okay, all right.
I'm not starting over because I want to keep that part in there.
That's fine.
All right,
keep it rolling.
Tyler Medaglia, let's talk about this, buddy. You're in some pain, but we'll get to that obviously. Take us through the racing today. Mutter, how'd it go?
Yeah, it was, it was hectic out there. I mean, yeah, it's just a typical MX Nations, man. People.
Why is that? Oh,
it's just like
rain.
Yeah, rain every year, and people just smashing into each other in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth corner and jumping on each other. It was just insane. So, yeah, I mean, luckily I didn't get involved into any of that, but yeah, yesterday, I mean, it was tough. I knew coming in that, that my hand was sensitive and, it was still healing, kind of. I mean, I've been riding for a couple weeks, but just like by myself. It's quite a bit different than riding with the best guys in the world. So, yesterday I had an issue, obviously. Got together with somebody, and like he said, just like the handlebar hit the top of my hand. It's full of popcorn grease and beer right now, but yeah, I went to the asterisk thing, got an x-ray, and the bone re-broke in qualifying yesterday. So like every time today I pull the front brake and I can feel the bone lifting up. So yeah, I mean, it's the other fractures were healing, which is nice. Like they're more or less healed, but from that hit yesterday, it just the big one was re-broke.
Oh man. All right, well, take us through the riding today. I mean, how did you? Obviously, it affected your riding.
Yeah.
But how did the races go? What were you in some battles? Or were you just trying to get through it? How'd it go?
Yeah, in the first moto, I was battling. I was in some battles for the whole race. I mean, I think me and Anstey passed each other like 5 or 6 different times. He would get stuck in the mud hole or something, and I'd pass him, and then he'd go by me, and then I'd pass him at the end, and yeah, so that was kind of something that was kind of getting me through. And then the second moto was just like, what is it? The second moto was like just like whether I could do it or not. Like my hands swole up, and it was hurting. You know, that I got a shot when I got the X-ray here at the Asterix thing, and you know, it lasted like 15 minutes. It took the edge off for 15 minutes of the first moto, but
Alpine
you know,
Stars.
Oh, Alpine Stars. I'm aging myself now. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, and then it's just one of those things, man. Like, second moto, I actually had a good jump, like normal, and the Italian guy went to hit the outside of the berm and stuffed it and ate shit right in front of me.
Dude, you should have seen how fast he leaned into that first
yeah, I know.
turn.
I was like, okay, I'll just follow this guy.
There was no way that was gonna work.
Yeah. And of course I'm like,
Guadagnini.
yeah, you just see like there's like 6 feet of mud there, and I'm like, oh man, here we go. But I had a good jump, and I was like, I'll just follow him, and then of course he stuffs it, and then yeah, I mean the second moto was just salvage. It was every time I'd land, it would like drop my whole elbow. I was like compensating with my other thing. So I mean, yeah, I didn't pull off. I didn't quit. I rode as hard as I could. It just sucks yesterday, right? And that's the risk I was willing to take. And I knew it was going to be challenging, but I mean, obviously yesterday messed me up.
Well, that's too bad, man. So now you're obviously rebroken or kind of back to square one for your recovery. Did you have other races planned for this fall, or what was your plan?
Yeah, like I was gonna race the last FMSQ next weekend, so it's at my buddy Phil Chaney's place. So that'll be
won the cord.
Yeah,
Corduroy.
The cord is this weekend.
Oh, he's in it. He won the first day.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, it's at his place, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to wait. I think the next race that I might do would be like one of the last races at Lake Havasu. It's either a Works or any MXGP or whatever their series is. So that's mid-November. So I want to host a race at Calais Raceway. So yeah, it'd be awesome to be ready for that again. And we'll just see. I'll see how the hand, you know, recovers from this, and yeah, hopefully in a couple weeks I can start riding again.
All right. Well, I'm not going to see you for a little while, so I got to ask you about next season. How much more you got? What are you going to do next year? Do you have any thoughts? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with this year being so good, and you know, the gas isn't really changing next year. Yeah, I'll likely, you know, my deal. I had a 2-year deal, and it was done this year. So I got to kind of, you know, see what I want to do and renegotiate, and hopefully, yeah. I mean, I really like the program I have. You know, I have a great sponsor with Cobequid, and my you know, gas bike is wicked, and it's not changing. So it'll be like 3 years for me on the same chassis, which will be good. And I got a lot of testing and development in it, and yeah, just hopefully I can challenge Dylan again. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? That Alex said last night, 2 nights ago at dinner.
Right.
He said Tyler Medaglia is the most expensive guy I've ever met.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I ride a lot, and I ride in the woods. Okay, woods racing is hard on gear. I will admit that. But he likes to give me shit, huh?
Oh yeah, it was funny. It was quite funny. He was a few buckets in.
Yeah, I bet. Oh yeah, the buckets. Yeah, he likes the buckets.
All right, Tyler. Hey man, appreciate the time here. It's time to have a good time, relax.
Yep.
Do you want to thank anyone before we go?
Yeah, obviously all the support we had from Team Canada. My mechanic Jeff really worked his ass off. All the mechanics under the team, you know. The boys rode their asses off. You know, hats off to Dylan. He was you know, on that world stage level that, you know, that we know that he is. And yeah, just everybody that showed up and cheered us on, and we had a lot of support here, so it was great. Thank you.
All right. Well, hey, good luck healing up, and good luck at your next event.
Thank you.
Hey, we caught up with Ryder McNabb here. Ryder, obviously not the Motocross Nations you wanted, but let's talk about the racing today. How did everything go?
Yeah, I mean, it's didn't go how we wanted, but I mean, it's still an awesome opportunity. It's still an awesome race to come to, but going into my first moto, I wasn't super like up there in the start, but I ended up being behind Dino and in there, and then I think I was probably like 20th to 25th or something, and then I ended up crashing and then going back to like 30th or something, and then me and Dylan ended up going 30th and 31st. So that was, I mean, it wasn't the best race, but it's the guys out here are ripping, and
let me talk about that. I mean, just to say that you and Dylan went 30th and 31st. I mean, it just, the depth is crazy. I mean, without a start, you're not going to chew through this field. Like, just talk about that. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, Dylan went down and his front brake got locked up or something, and ended up getting it freed up. But yeah, I mean, the guys out here, the sprint speed off the start it's nuts, and being on a 250 with the 450s, it's hard. But whatever, we'll come back one day and we'll get up there.
You have to tell your dad to make a metal grate at home and start practicing those.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be key for sure.
Hey, talk about that actually, because I saw Derek was drawing it up. You guys are talking about, obviously you're way on the outside in that first one, and you tried the old, the classic cut across, grab the inside. Worked kind of, but talk about how that went.
So that was honestly probably the best idea we could have had on the 250, because all the guys bunch up in the outside. That's where they go. They all jam each other into that outside, and somebody's going over the berm. And being on a 250 against 450s on the outside is not the best idea. So I think I got a decent start for being on the outside on a 250, going up against some fast guys like Dino and Eli and Chase and all those guys. So yeah, I mean, we'll come back one day and be ready.
All right, now let's, okay, now your second moto, you went out for the sight lap. All of a sudden, I had no idea where you were. I was looking around for it, and there you were pushing the bike back around the second turn.
Yeah, I went out. I came back in the first moto actually, and they were like, what's wrong with the bike? I'm like, well, it lost power on that last lap. It wasn't running right. They came to me and said, hey, your header was broken. We'll change your header and your clutch. And I'm like, yep, sounds good. Went out, and every time I let off the gas, it would just shut off. So it's something electrical or something, water got in somewhere or something, but we couldn't figure it out, and couldn't line up for Moto 2.
How far did you get? Because I mean, when I saw you, it was pretty late, and then all of a sudden you're pushing the bike back like towards the start and stuff. How far did you have to push that bike in that mud?
Well, I got to the triple step up the top corner up there, and then that's where it died.
You pushed it from there?
I rolled it down the hills. I got it running to get up the hill, and then I pushed it from there.
Oh my God. All right, well, that's disappointing, man. So how do you feel? I mean, what do you take away from the event? I mean, obviously that didn't go the way you wanted, but you've got the speed to perform here. At, what do you do moving forward?
Honestly, just keep working at it and keep training, and come back more prepared on how fast these guys are going to be. And I mean, yeah, work on our sprint speed for sure. They're nuts on the first couple laps.
All right, well, congrats, man, getting out there. It's the rookie. What was it like, by the way, just the crowds? I mean, it was just insane here. Talk about that a little bit.
I mean, honestly, I was just in shock when we went around on that parade in the back of the truck. Like, honestly, I didn't even know what to do. It's just, there's so many people here, and it's just insane. There's people with air horns, chainsaws, everything you can think of. It's nuts.
Anything that makes noise, they got it.
Exactly. Anything that makes noise, it's insane.
All right, now I think I know where you're going, but can we say where you're going next year yet?
I'm not really sure yet.
Okay.
Still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know.
All right, I won't bug you anymore on that. All right, wait, hang on. Who do you want to thank, Ryder, before we let you go?
Honestly, everybody under the rig. We had a couple fire drills this weekend. Dylan had to get his motor swapped. I almost had to get my motor swapped. I wish we could have done it, but we only had 30 minutes in that one, so that would have been tough. Everybody under the rig. GDR, Honda Fox Canada, Al's Excavating, Peters Paving, Oakley, Atlas Brace. Everybody else, thank you so much.
All right, man. Well, congrats. I know we haven't seen the last of you wearing the Maple Leaf, so good luck in the future, buddy.
For sure. I'll be back.